My name is Amber Faist. I'm an enrolled citizen with the Coquille Indian Tribe. I serve as the Programs Director for the Northwest Native Chamber. Our RFP3 grant through the Portland Clean Energy Fund, it's focused on developing contractors in the clean energy home retrofit space by actually performing home retrofitting for communities in Portland. The Portland Clean Energy Fund is a movement that was brought by communities of color to help transition our city and our communities into a just transition. I think PCEF really means, hope for our communities, and it means a type of funding that is for and led by communities of color that really impact not just how we exist today, but how we can really build a future that is just. We have been a recipient of all rounds of the PCEF grant, from the mini grant for us to start thinking about this, the planning grant for us to really not only challenge ourselves, but hear from community about what's most needed, into implementation, actually working with the contractors and doing home retrofits. But this is most exciting because it's a growth opportunity, not just for us, but for our contractors and for our community. Clean energy is just such a big concept. I think when we kind of bring clean energy language to community, what are we talking about? Are we talking about lithium mines? Are we talking about hydro dams? For Native communities, it's really a struggle at times to kind of comprehend how we see ourselves as a part of the clean energy movement when we spend a lot of time protecting our natural resources. And as we were working with communities and listening to folks, what we really heard was, I think, a foundational Native value of only taking what it is that we need. So home retrofitting and actually being able to insulate, being able to upgrade equipment, being able to do analysis on if the home is healthy enough for our elders and for our children and for our community members. It's really created a program in which we see ourselves as a part of that. We see Indigenous values aligned in the way that we're doing this work. And it feels good to be supported by a government agency that also can see that. There's a lot of Native community that is made to be invisible, right? It's not really for outsiders or people who are not a part of it. There's no education. We don't have a lot of place-based spaces that are kind of for and of our community. And one of the things that is just really relevant for me in doing this work is our homes, right? And like the places where we have our family, we have our friends, we can welcome people into our spaces. For our community, this is about taking care of each other, and not just Native community, but communities of color, and economic opportunity for contractors, high road wages for workforce and for folks that are entering into this industry. But more importantly, I think what this really means is us building leaders in this that are of and from our community, that can be in spaces and speak to our Indigenous values and really talk about how we view the clean energy transition and how we envision that future for ourselves. The Northwest Native Chamber have an opportunity to ensure that these funds are not only reaching our communities and helping transition homeowners into energy efficiency, but also developing pathways for Native businesses, Native workforce folks, to really be able to have representation in the clean energy industry. And it's become a model for us in how we do work across the region. So yeah, this grant opportunity is really exciting.